Jason Doritos says academics said that rappers don't get any money and the move now is to be a manager. Do you agree? I don't know about now. The move has always been longevity, because being a rapper is like being a poor professional athlete. Professional athletes obviously make like millions of dollars. There are some that only make a couple hundred though, a couple 100,000 only. They still make good money. But yeah, being a rapper, like, as we've talked about, most of the time, first of all, you get an advance, but the label...
Oh, yeah. Polo donated $1. Polo G hot dog lol.
But, first of all, you get an advance. The label taxes you on, like, Spotify playlisting. That costs, like, $25K or $10K, whatever it is. They charge you for that on top of whatever your advance is. So if they give you $1 million, you probably have to pay back 2 to 3 million, or 1.5, or whatever it is. But it's more than the $1 million, and they keep that as like profit, so they can pay people, but also as revenue, like on the profit still. And then also they get 20% or 80% actually. The artist gets 20% of the royalties a lot of the times. Managers get like 10% of what the artist gets though. Or maybe it's 10% of what the label, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think it's 10% of what the artist gets. But when you're a manager, you can manage a whole bunch of artists, so there's more longevity, and you can utilize different connections to manage a whole bunch of people. So like say Victor, he signed Autumn, Summer, whatever. And then I think they get a cut of the advance too. So that's the beauty in being like the media as well. Like I can talk about whoever's popping at the time or whoever I like. It doesn't have to be glued to one thing. But if you're a rapper, you like only have your career to depend on. Yeah, sure, you're popping for like a couple years. You might make $1 million or so, but like when you're 40, you're gonna have to be doing something else. And most of the time, these rappers like got to go back to Walmart, or you know, most of them don't have college degrees, or you got to invest your money correctly so that the passive income or like the new business you start pays for your bills. But again, most of them do not. They blow it on a bag, especially when the lifestyle, like to look cool, you got to buy the diamond fucking chains. You got to buy the diamond watch. That shit costs $1 million. Not necessarily the diamonds alone, but like the lifestyle. I think Academics is right. Being in the media is... Adam 22 makes way more money than all these rappers. And it's all cash flow. It's not in advance where they're not going to see another check for like 3 years or whenever they drop their next album. And also you have more control of your destiny when you have your own business, as opposed to being the product in the business. That's what you are when you're an artist. You are the product that another business is selling. So you are at their disposal. Like if they don't want to promote you, they're not going to promote you. That's why blackballing is such a big thing in this industry. How many businesses Adam got? I don't even know. He got like so many different podcasts. The thing is, he hires AD and Flacco and House Phone and people doing all the no jumper clips. So he pays a bunch of people. This is how a business works. You pay a bunch of different people and they make you more money than you pay them per month. Unless you're like just starting it out and trying it. But I assure you, AD is making more money for the no jumper than Adam's paying him. And that's no diss. That's just how shit works. I mean, for like my corporate job, I make the company more money than I'm paid, but it's hard to go on your own. Like if AD didn't have no jumper, he wouldn't be able to get as many views or build the brand he has now. So it was a win-win. Plus he doesn't have to pay a persona. Exactly. Like he doesn't have to be mysterious or like worry about, like that's what is good about being a label owner. Like all the label owner does is if one artist fails, which is essentially what Adam's doing. Like if one podcast host fails, he can sign another one. Labels can get another artist, the next SoundCloud rapper who's got 4K followers. That's why they sign like 100, and like one of them will pop off, but like to the extreme, like a Juice World, and then it'll pay for the rest of everybody and even more. And then they just push those songs, they drop the rest, all of the assets that are not bringing in money. But yeah, the content creators, man, YouTubers make more money than these rappers most of the time, on average. Like, of course, they're like the most poppin' rappers make a lot of money. Like Drake, no one even fucking touches. But to compare to Drake, you got to talk to like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, where Mr. Beast might be making the same realm as Drake. I don't know. I think Drake actually makes more, but Mr. Beast also owns the business, whereas Drake is signed to a label, but he probably gets a good deal. So Drake probably makes more money. And then YouTubers be rapping. Yeah, exactly. The internet says Adam 22 only worth like 2 mil. I've learned that the net worths are wrong. But yeah, Mr. Beast does waste a lot of money too. So he probably doesn't even. But the thing is, okay, here's a philosophy that I'm trying to test, in that I don't plan on ever retiring, because we don't know when we're gonna die anymore. Like, what's the life expectancy age? Is it 100? Like, when we're old, is it gonna be 100? Like, modern medicine, it just progresses, right? Technology progresses in an exponential curve. And I don't plan on ever retiring. I already consider myself retired because I fucking make YouTube videos and stream on Twitch. I talk for a living. That's not a job. I don't plan on ever retiring. I'm gonna do work no matter what. When I'm not working, I feel like anxious. I feel unproductive. So what's the point of saving in like a 401k or like a Roth IRA, other than like a couple $100,000 just to keep as a security, so that if I like, you know, have a medical expense or whatever. But other than that, like, what's the point of like saving $2 million for at 60 years old when I retire, that it'll only last me 40 years. And then after I stop working for 20 years with that retirement income, then I try to go back in the workforce and I'm like retarded because I took 20 years off. Dom is live saying we're going to 200. Shit, man. I would love to go to 200 years old. I would love that. I want to live forever. We've already talked about this, that Altered Carbon TV show on Netflix. I want to be so rich. I want to switch bodies so that I can live forever and I get richer. I'm going to be on meth. I'm not going to do meth, but I'm going to be on meth. Am I a full-time content creator? I am a full-time content creator and I have a job. I was a full-time content creator before I got a job, but since I had too much time on my hands and I like being productive and I got bored during the day when all my friends were at their job, I was like, I'm going to get a job too. Fuck y'all. And then I'm gonna make double, triple what y'all asses are making. But now I'm like, what do I do with all this money? So I'm trying to get a Porsche. But then I don't know what I would even drive the Porsche to. I don't leave my house. I go to the pool downstairs. I go to the grocery store across the street. Like, what is money, man? I'm a consultant on my other job. Retirement is such a dumb concept. Exactly. In fact, when you retire, there's like high correlation between the onset of Alzheimer's and even death after you retire, because when you stop using your brain, then your body's like, okay, we're ready to go out. We're not doing anything. You start deteriorating more. But if you're thinking critically, then it keeps your mind going. Alzheimer's is a degenerative disease in your brain. Do I think money buys happiness? Money does not buy happiness. And I did start a label, by the way. And I majored in business law and finance, but money doesn't buy you happiness. It buys you freedom to then make yourself happy. But what I've realized, and I think we've talked about this on stream, happiness is just a feeling that is fleeting. What you really want is being fulfilled. Like, if you were to die today, this happens to me every single time I'm on an airplane. I swear to God, I feel turbulence. I start grabbing my girl like I'm nursing her tit. I'm like, what the fuck, we about to die. I'm like, I start speaking to God. I'm not even religious. I believe in God, but I'm not like that. I'll be like, oh my God, like, will I be okay to die today? And with what I've done so far, I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish yet, but like, I'm cool with going out. I feel like I've done enough where, like, for my age, I feel like I'm good. Again, I'm not completely fulfilled, but happiness, again, if you seek happiness, that means that that means you're not already happy. And I think that I'm happy doing what I love to do, which is talk about like whatever, streaming, YouTube, working, hanging out with my friends, going to the beach, surfing, working out, doing jujitsu and shit. Like, that makes me feel good. So I don't want to be happy because it's just it's like tasting food. Like, you can't taste pizza for your whole entire life. You can't be happy for your whole entire life, but you can be fulfilled. But yeah, money doesn't buy happiness until you don't have money. Money solves all of your money problems, which have to be solved before you can solve all your other problems, if that makes any sense. Like, if you're depressed, it probably exacerbates being depressed if you don't have money. But if you have money, you can do little things here and there where you don't have to go to your job because you have a ton of money, or you run a business where you have like 10 hours in the day to like fuck around. Then you can sit there and you have the freedom to solve your depression issues, get to the root of the problem. Why am I sad, or why am I depressed? And yeah, Andrew Tate, I kind of fuck with Andrew Tate. Although he's a bit misogynistic, but all of his money shit, like, I agree with. If money doesn't buy happiness, how come no one is giving away all their money? There have been people that do that. But also, when you have money, and I tell this to my girl all the time, when you have money, you know how hard it was, at least at the beginning, because money gets so much easier once you figure out how to make money. The beginning, you know how hard you worked, or how strenuous it was to get that first like 10,000 or 100,000, that you're like, why would I give this to somebody else who hasn't done that as well? Because there's so many lazy people on this planet. And I even with my friends and family, I'm like trying to tell them, like, this is all you got to do. You just got to put in the work for like 2 to 4 years. And then shit runs on autopilot, I swear to God. But you got to do it daily for 2 to 4 years. And it's hard. And at this point, like, I am on autopilot. I fucking work every day. I want to work every day because I enjoy it. But yeah, people don't give away their money, but people do. They write it off on their taxes. But at the same time, rich people don't hold their money in cash either. Like, they put it in assets. The first rule of money is don't lose it. But there's always inflation. So if you just keep all your money in cash, then it literally loses value. I mean, there was like 20% inflation last year. So people are putting it in assets. Now they're pulling it back into cash because assets are going down, and therefore the money, the value of a dollar is going up. So people don't give away all their money because it's not money anymore. Like, they bought a house with it, or they bought multiple houses, or they've got it in stock, or they got it in trust funds to take care of generations ahead of them. What is my net worth? My net worth is, it depends, because like, your net worth is based on the business you own, and your business is valued at like a stock is valued at its future revenue divided by its I don't know what it is, like 10 years of future revenue divided by its time value, the time value of money, meaning like inflation. It dials it back a little bit. So in the next 10 years, I'll probably make I'm definitely gonna make over $1 million with my YouTube channel alone. And then I got some other shit going on. Like, I don't know, man. I'd say Turk, you probably got it right. Net worth was just how much money you made all your life. Net worth is the amount of money that you have in assets and cash, subtracted by your liabilities. I have a few assets. I have a couple businesses, or one business under one umbrella. So yeah, if you own Jeff Bezos, if he owns Amazon, say it makes $1 million in revenue, the business is actually worth like 10 million. Because if you were to buy a business, you're buying it for its future value, not necessarily its current. $1 million off of talking about Yeet. Well, don't forget about Cardi and Uzi and Trippy and everybody else. We ain't just talking about Yeet, but yeah, you're right. I mean, like, The internet is crazy. You can really, I think Andrew Tate talks about this too. You can make like internet money is literally printed. You could get really good at day trading. I watch these people do Forex trading and like go on trips making $30,000 in a day. And I'm like, what the fuck? I should be doing this shit. Cause all they do is they just learn these charts. There's a lot of risk in it, but you can just make one trade in a couple seconds and make like $30,000. Like it's just, money is just, it's fucking fake. The real people who are slaves are people who have jobs. I'm gonna be real with you. Unless you, and I have a job right now, but it's like, I barely do shit in it. And I work remote. So I feel like the remote jobs, the ones where you're not a slave anymore. But if you're going in like into a warehouse and doing some shit, I understand that you got to do that for a little bit. But like the people making less than, I don't know, 75K, like it's almost worth it to just make your own business online. High ticket affiliate marketing is really good and simple. Yeah, exactly. If you learn how to do that, if you learn like Facebook ads or Google ads, like a social media marketing agency, it's probably saturated at this point. There are always different business models. My current business model is just make videos. I hire someone to make posts on my Instagram, although I do a lot of them too. Sell promotion on it. Like it's easy as shit, man. It took a lot to build the brand though. So I'm not going to sit here and say it was easy, but internet is just so much potential. If you're not doing an internet business, you're fucking yourself. So like if you have a job right now, like you need to start an internet business. Yeah, you can make so much money on your phone. If I were to start over on YouTube, I have a pretty nice camera right here. I have like a pretty nice setup right here, computer, microphone. I got three computers. I got this Mac. I got a fucking streaming PC. I got another computer over there. I got an iPhone. I got a desk that I can make go up and down if I want to stand. If I were to restart and I had $0, you can take your iPhone and fucking record yourself, and it's basically the same quality as my DSLR camera right there and microphone. It's even got a nice microphone. You don't need shit to make money anymore. Flacco literally makes videos for No Jumper on his phone. What advice do I have for someone who's trying to make money at 15 and trying to set themselves up for the future? Honestly, man, at 15 years old, it's really hard to like know what you want to do. Like your brain isn't even developed till 25. Like I wish I started this YouTube shit so much earlier, but like at 15 years old, like if you're even asking yourself that question, you're already ahead. Like at 15 years old, I was playing football. I thought I was gonna go to football for college for football, and I ended up doing like walking on some shit. But I still wanted to go to law school and whatever. Like you got a lot of experimenting to do. Like it's really hard to narrow something down and work at it, but it can be done. So just try some shit out. Like not everybody has to be a content creator either. Like everybody thinks that they gotta be a YouTuber, like they gotta talk about like things, but it's hard to be a content creator. I mean, I personally don't, but you gotta do what you have strengths in. If you're good at talking to people, maybe being a salesperson is better than a content creator. Honestly, maybe I'm better at something else than content creation. So, but you just got to do what you like to do though. Like it can't feel like a job. And then you got to hire out and outsource and have people do shit for you so that you're not actually working. That's the secret. 14-year-old. Again, when you're that young, it's like hard. It's hard to do anything. I didn't really start YouTube till 2018. So that was 4 years ago. I'm 26 right now. So I didn't start my journey, my business till 22 years old. I was doing shit with rappers and like managing them since I was like 20. So let's say my journey started at 20 years old. So 2022 from 2016 I started. So it took 6 years to get this shit going. And the first couple years, I was spending like $20,000 with no profit whatsoever. Would I manage an artist again? I'm working with an artist right now. It's the Yuck dude. I don't manage him, but like I'm working with him. We're gonna see where it goes. We've got a music video dropping on the channel. I want to get into directing music videos too. Once I get back to Miami, I'm gonna like have people fly to me and we'll shoot videos in Miami. I won't hold the camera, or maybe I will, but I'll try and the first video I want to do is music video on an Android, because the whole thing is like shot on iPhone, but I want to do shot on Android just as a joke.